welcome to Excel 2019 series. In this video, I'm going to introduce some fundamental points and concepts about Excel 2019. Therefore, this video is intended for users who are absolutely unfamiliar with Excel. In this chapter, I'm going to introduce some definitions and concepts, the interface, the customization of quick access toolbar, and finally, I'm going to show you how to work with Excel spreadsheet. At first, I would like to define what is Excel. Excel is a spreadsheet. Actually, it is the most popular and widely used spreadsheet software that's produced by Microsoft Corporation as a part of Microsoft Office Suite. Here, one of the most popular questions is that, is Excel the only spreadsheet software available? The answer is no. There are many other spreadsheet software programs in the market, such as Lotus 123, but by far, Microsoft Excel is the most popular one. Excel is used for calculations and analysis, creating graphics and diagrams, importing and manipulating data, and finally, using macros to automate tedious tasks. When working with Excel, we automatically use three items. Number one is workbooks, number two, worksheets, number three, cells. Excel workbook is a collection of one or more spreadsheets that physically exist in a file with extension file name of .xlsx, while an Excel worksheet is a collection of cells that are organized in tabular format, where each cell can be located and accessed by column and row. Finally, a cell is a worksheet element that contains data of various types. This snapshot picture of Excel shows that there is one active worksheet and one active cell. That active cell is cell located in column C and row 5. So the active cell is C5, column C, row number 5. The question here is, since we know that cells are recognized by column and row, and there are plenty of rows and plenty of columns, how we are going to know where are we? Do we have to memorize it? No. Excel provides us with a name box where you can find the Excel cell name. In the practical part of this chapter, when we click on Excel icon, we are going to have a window like the one that you have in front of you right now opened. More or less, it is similar to what you are going to see. Sometimes there are some differences, especially in Mac. However, it is almost the same. It has two parts, the left-hand side part and the right-hand side part. The left-hand side part of this window has Excel Recent and Open Other Workbook. This part here, the green part, register every single workbook that you opened recently, and Excel knows about it. When you open it and save as, you are going to find that workbook in that part. However, sometimes Excel doesn't know about these workbooks, so all you have to do is to open other workbook. It is going to give you the browsing capability where you can browse any place in the computer that you have or storage devices to get the workbook that you are going to deal with. On the right hand side, we have the templates. These are ready-made templates by Microsoft for you to use. These templates saves a lot of time and effort, simply because most of the work is already done there. Microsoft made them for you to use, so please spend some time browsing these templates because you might need it in the future. However, I can say that these templates are divided into categories based on the function of each template. You can find these categories on top here of this window. If you click on business, for example, you are going to get all the templates that are regarding the business. If you want to have, let's say, calendar, you can write calendar in the search box and press enter. It's going to get you all the calendars available for you. However, for the purpose of this course, we are going to use the blank workbook and we are going to build our templates and our workbook. When we click on the blank workbook template, we are going to get this screen that you see in front of you right now. That screen is the Excel. Now let's go to understand the interface step by step. At the very top left corner, we find few commands. These are called commands and it is collected together in a quick access toolbar. These commands can be added or removed according to your needs for customization to make your life easier. If you click on that down arrow, it's going to open a pop-up menu for you where you can choose what to add and what to remove. Just click on the name and it's going to add it up. If you want to remove it, just click on it again, it's going to remove it. If you do not find the command that you need, all you have to do is to go to more commands and it's going to open a dialog box for you where you can have all the commands available for you, and all you have to do is to select and add. That's it. If we go to the center part of that part, we are going to find Book 1 Excel. The Book 1 is the default name that Microsoft Excel gives to the workbook that we are using. It is a default name. That name is going to be changed every time you save or save as automatically. Then you have the ribbon. All that part here is called the ribbon. The ribbon part of the Excel workbook is where you have all the functions. This is the ribbon. I zoomed it in. This is the ribbon. All this part is the ribbon. As you can see, it has file, home, insert, page layout, formulas, data, review, view, developer, help. This is standard, but Foxit PDF and Foxit Reader are not standard for you. They are there simply because I installed the Foxit software on my computer. That's why I can see them there, but they are not regularly in that place. Now that ribbon has groups. This group for home tab is clipboard. It has commands, cut, copy, and paste, format painter. It has the group font. You have the font name, you have the font size, you have the bold, italic, underline, you have borders, you have for color and back color, you have alignment, you have plenty. This is these commands we are going to talk about in details later on. But for the time being, we are just browsing the interface. Now, underneath of that, you find the box name where you have the name of the active cell. It changes every time you click on any cell. Then you have the formula bar. Now, underneath of this part is the Excel spreadsheet. As you can see, you have plenty of columns and rows. These rows and columns are there for you to use and to enter data in it. Let's go down. We have the budget. This is not a default name. I changed the name of the worksheet by double click on it and type whatever I want, then press enter. If I want to add sheets, I can click on the add. It's going to give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 according to wherever, the amount of number that's available for you to add. Here you can remove by the right mouse click and click delete, right mouse click delete, right mouse click, delete. And once again, double click and change the name and press enter. If we go down, we have status ready, no macros in this part, and then you have the zoom in and the layout. The zoom in part that you have here, as you can see, is a part that allows you to either go in deeper and see bigger screen or not. So this is what we are going to see here. If we click here, if we click and drag, maximize, zoom in and zoom out, zoom in, zoom out, maximize, minimize. Also, you have page layout. It All this is to make your life easier and make it more appealing for you to work with Microsoft Excel. In order for us to use Excel powerful functions, we need data to manipulate. This data could be brought to Excel workbook or Excel sheet either by importing it from outside source such as database or a file or just typing in. Data can be text like letters from A to Z or a mix between letter A to Z plus numbers or letters from A to Z plus numbers plus special characters. So text can be just letters, letters and numbers, and special characters. Microsoft Excel can distinguish between different types of text. For example, if I go here and write a website address like Google, what happened? It gave me a blue line, a blue typing, and if I move the mouse cursor on top of it, it gives me the handle. If I click on it, what happens? It's going to open the Google website for me, as you can see in front of you. This is website address. If I use an email, it's going to be the same, like mark@any.com. Once again, it understood that this is an email. It gave me the color blue, which is the default color, and it gave me the hand cursor if I put the cursor on top of it. If I click, it's going to ask me to compose email, select the application that I'm going to use to compose the email. However, as you can see, the cells are smaller than the size of the text. I need to stretch the cell a little bit to accommodate the typing. In order for me to do that, I go between the I and J and stop the cursor. As you can see, the cursor has changed it. Click and drag. As you could see, the cell is stretched a little bit. Or go the same thing and double click. It's going to be stretched automatically. Stretching function can be done either for column or for row. As you can see, I maximize the row. Nothing happened. However, these are types of text, and this is how I can write the text. Now let's go to something more meaningful for us and something that allows us to understand better how to deal with the interface and the commands that we have in that interface. I am going to have a sales report, so I'm going to add a new sheet, click the plus, change the sheet name to sales report, press enter, go to any cell. I'm going to type the table that you see in front of you right now. That table consists of rows and columns. So I'm in Excel, rows and columns. Sales, I type the word sales. I'm going to type Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. Quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. Items and item 1, item 2, item 3. Then total sales. Once again, this doesn't look nice. So we have to format the table to look nicer and looks more efficient to us. Once again, the total sales bigger than the cell, so I'm gonna stretch automatically, it's done. Now, I have sales word in E2, which is not enough because I want the word sales to cover E2, F2, G2, and H2. So what to do? I have to merge cells. Click on E2, drag. This is what you see, a square rectangle for the E2, F2, G2, H2, and click on merge cells. Voila, it's done. Sales. The same thing with items. I'm gonna go for D2 and click and drag to D3, merge cells, it is done. Now, after I merged cells, I want to do the alignment. There are three types actually of alignment: horizontal alignment, vertical alignment, and diagonal alignment. The horizontal alignment, like sales, it's here as you can see in this group in the alignment. I can go to left, center, I can go to right, but I prefer it to be in the center. The item, the word items, it is in the bottom of the two cells merged, so I can go to the top, middle, or bottom. Middle is better. Or I can do diagonally. As you can see, it is diagonal like this. Items. Now look at the table. It started to look like a table. Now for Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, I want to centralize them and make them bold. Here are they bold and centralized. Item 1, item 2, item 3, bold, only not centralized. Now I need to put the borders because there is no table without borders. It keeps the eye focused on the area of the table. So I'm going to click on the D cells, D2, D3 merged, and drag all the table. Go here in the fonts, bottom border on the borders, click more borders, and click on single line style and start filling in the table. And here is the table. But let's see something. According to what you see right now in front of you in the table, there are double lines area. The double lines area in the total sales completely, click and drag, go to the border line, click on the double lines and click on it again. Here it is, done. Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, also double line, so more borders, select double line, and here it is, just click with the mouse and it is done. It looks like a table. Now there is something I would like to tell you about dealing with Excel. You can deal with the commands of the Excel either by the mouse or the shortcuts and keyboard, or both, mix between both of them. In my opinion, you are going to reach a level where you are going to use some shortcuts on the keyboard and you are going to use the mouse too. So basically, it's going to be a mixture between using of the mouse and the keyboard shortcuts. However, for me, my personal preference is I prefer to use the mouse more than the shortcuts. But if you press in the keyboard on the letter, the bottom Alt alternative, look what happens. It gave you letters here, as you can see, F, H, N, P, M, whatever. Uh, these are shortcuts. So if I press on Alt and F, which is the first one here in the file, what happened? It opened the file for me. The file tab is open for me. Now I'm going to save. As you can see, save is S. So Alt S, save as, Alt, and press on sales. Once again, as you can see, I'm just showing you what can happen. I am going to go to save, browse desktop. Instead of book one, I'm going to write sales report and save. So I save the sales report in the desktop or on the desktop. Now we can see here that the book one has changed to sales report, which is the way it's supposed to be. Now I save the file. I have the table. In this lecture, we covered several parts. We started by definitions and concepts. Then we went to the interface, browsing, and customizing the toolbar, the quick access toolbar. Then we spoke about data types and formatting of the tables. In the next lecture, we are going to deal with functions, and we are going to know how to add functions to the tables and print tables also. Until then, have a very nice day. Finally, if you like the video, don't forget to subscribe, share, and like.